play that takes a 400-year-old story and makes it feel like it was written yesterday. This is our deep dive into the award-winning play, The Death of Galileo. Alright, so let's jump right in. I want you to imagine the story of Galileo, but not as some dusty, old historical event. Think of it more like a live wire, something that plugs directly into the pressures and confusion that young people are facing right now. That's exactly what this play does. It asks this really bold question, and believe me, the answer is pretty incredible. So where did an idea like this even come from? Well, this isn't just a totally new story. It's actually a brilliant adaptation. It takes the bones of a classic German play by the one and only Bertolt Brecht, Life of Galileo, and gives it a whole new soul on the contemporary Indian stage. And let me tell you, it has been making some serious waves. It kicked off in late 2022 in Rajasthan, and from there, it's been all over India. It hit the Jayarangam Festival, made stops in Prayagraj, and even got showcased at the super prestigious Bharat Rang Mahotsav. So yeah, this isn't some small-time production. This is a seriously celebrated piece of art. Okay, so let's get into the plot. The entire play happens in this one super symbolic place, a museum, at night. But, this isn't night at the museum. This is more like the scene of a crime that's just about to happen. Our main characters, they're a group of local young people, and they're struggling. We're talking unemployment, no real direction, a general sense of being let down by the world. And then they get a job. Tear down this museum, destroy everything inside it, and basically erase the memories that it holds. But as they start their work, something changes. They're surrounded by all this history, ancient sculptures, masks from World War II, old scientific instruments, and they just start talking. They're fascinated, a little confused, maybe even astonished. And suddenly their simple job of destruction gets really complicated by this spark of curiosity. You can just feel the tension building, right? They've got a job to do, but the very place they're supposed to destroy is starting to talk to them. So what's the tipping point? What's that one discovery that could just change the entire game? And that question brings us right to the heart of the play. See, this isn't really about destroying a building. It's about the war going on inside these characters' heads. It's a brutal fight between the desperate need to make a living and that quiet, nagging voice of truth. And here it is, right in the middle of all the chaos and destruction, they find it, a telescope, just one object. But this telescope becomes a bridge that spans centuries, connecting their crisis, right here, right now, to Galileo's epic struggle from long ago. So you can see these two massive forces just pulling them apart. On one side, you have destruction. That's the pressure to survive, the appeal of quick cash, the simple orders to just wipe the past clean. But on the other side, there's an awakening. That whisper of reason starts getting a little louder. They begin to understand the story behind these objects, and their own conscience starts to fight back. The play's director, Rajkumar Rajak, he just nails it when he sums it all up. He says the play is about the struggle between human reason, social reality, and scientific truth. It's a conflict that's absolutely timeless, just with a new, urgent face. So, you've got this amazing, complex story, but how do you actually put that on a stage? Well, the director's approach is just as fascinating as the plot. It's not your typical, straightforward storytelling. It's something much, much smarter. The director has this beautiful way of talking about his process. He says making a play is like a journey through a dense forest, where just finding the path becomes the whole point. So right away, this guy is interested in exploration, not just finding easy answers. And to get through that forest, he uses this amazing tool from the original playwright Bertolt Brecht. Okay, bear with me because it's a bit of a mouthful. It's called Verfremdungseffekt. Yeah, I know. It's also called the alienation effect. But all it really means is that it's a technique designed to stop you, the audience, from just getting lost in the emotions, and instead, it forces you to step back and think critically about what's actually happening. And this is the perfect way to see how it works. The actors, they don't just stay in character the whole time. One moment, they're a kid in the museum totally caught up in the discovery of a telescope. The next, boom, they might step out of the scene, turn to the audience, and act as a narrator, commenting on the action. It's a constant reminder that, hey, you're watching a play, which pushes you to question what you're seeing. And this staging is just
It's brilliant. The director literally puts both timelines on stage at the same time. So you can see the modern-day kids on their phones, while right over on the other side of the stage is Galileo stuck in his study hundreds of years in the past. The two stories unfold in parallel, and sometimes they even crash into each other, collapsing 400 years into one single, powerful moment.
So what does this all add up to? What's the big takeaway here? This play is so much more than a history lesson. It's a living, breathing thing that basically screams about why the past still matters, and about the huge importance of who gets to tell our stories. I just love this final thought from the director. He says a play isn't some finished object you put on a shelf. It's alive. It grows and changes with every single performance, with every new audience. It's this powerful reminder that our stories and our history, they aren't static things locked away in a museum. They're vital. They're always evolving. And that leaves us with this final, massive question. The play starts with the job to literally erase memory. It ends by showing us that the fight for truth, whether it's Galileo's or our own, it all comes down to courageous storytellers. So the question it leaves hanging in the air for all of us is this: when our past is on the line, who's going to be brave enough to step up and tell its story?